Spooky season is upon us. Hello, everybody. This is Drink and Drive. Are you gonna say anything? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Jackson.
I'm Angel.
And today we're gonna do. Today we're gonna do Pet Sematary. Hey, look at that! Perfect. Thank you, Toby.
Speak the devil's name.
Yeah.
He shall appear.
Here we go. Pet Sematary. Because it is spooky season, and this is
I didn't
our.
come here to kill a cat today. Goddamn.
No, this
I
is
was having a good day.
this is the good ending.
This is the good ending.
He lives. He lives. So this is our Halloween episode.
This is our Halloween episode, you guys, and we're gonna watch a cat die
On film.
in film.
But probably not really, only in story. So, really fictitious cat death?
I don't know. It looked pretty.
It looked pretty serious.
It looked pretty
Yeah.
serious. We'll get to that. In a
We'll
minute.
get to that in a minute, yeah. Yeah, so this is our another movie review. We didn't really have anything else planned, really, for October, I feel like, with the spooky season. We did the Harry Potter thing, but now it's just skipped over to Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've been busy.
That's a bit of a jarring.
Eh,
From one end to a very different end.
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. I just feel like we've been really busy lately, like personally.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But before we get into any of the movie stuff, we go into our quick catch up.
God, how quick can we make it this time?
Yeah.
Tune in. Let's
Tune in,
find
right?
out.
Yeah.
Stick around, find out. Yeah.
So, what's been going on with you?
I've mostly just spending more and more time with my sister, as I have been, and a couple things I need to start preparing for, essentially. In
Toby
terms
just made the whole camera shake.
Yeah, he did. Essentially, just like I got some things I need to prepare for in the future financially.
Yeah.
Just start budgeting better again.
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 And the
again.
cycle continues.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, you can only budget so much until it gets to the point where, like, buying, like, the cheap meals and working all the extra overtime and cutting out all the, like, stuff that you don't need can only get you to the point where, like, no, you need a better paying job.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's why I got mine.
Well, yeah. Well, don't get me wrong.
It was not
Look,
enough.
Don't get me wrong. I'm highly considering it.
Yeah.
Especially with what I know is coming down the pipeline. But in terms of finance stuff, boring finance stuff, stressful finance stuff. Yeah. Just spending more time with my sister and took her out shopping a little bit. Actually managed to limit it down to just 3 items, which was a huge hurdle, and we made it. We made it, and it was a good little time. And just I took Friday the 13th off, and I basically had a little bit of a me day with a little bit of my sister involved too, because she's still at school. I just took the day off, and I was watching Dracula, old Bela Lugosi Dracula,
1931.
1931, which was an experience.
Yeah.
And then I watched Talk to Me, and that was a really interesting film. I kind of like that one a lot. Yeah,
It was interesting.
yeah, I like that.
Their own take on possession was very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Like you can be
It felt
possessed
different.
for multiple times,
Yeah.
but only at a
And
short span.
the thing about that movie for me is the more I watch it, and I think the movie did this really well. The more I watched it, the more infuriated I became, because of how stupid these kids are, fucking around with these ghosts.
Yeah.
And it was literally drugs, essentially. It was just them getting high. Spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen Talk to Me. But really well done film, and I enjoyed it a lot. And it was also very infuriating, just in the sense of the premise of it. It was just these kids literally just fucking around with these ghosts to feel a sense of high, off of, letting themselves being possessed. But
It was very what are you doing? Seriously, what are
literally
you doing?
everything about this is bad, and nobody seems to care. Or take it seriously.
No, that's
the thing.
They didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, they didn't take it seriously at all. Caution was non-existent. So, yeah. But good film. Would recommend.
Oh no, it actually was. Yeah.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Hey, talk to me, huh?
Just talk to me.
Was it a good film or not?
And now I'm kind of curious, if they were if they were ever to do a sequel, like what?
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, it could be done.
Instead of talk to me, it'll be like yell to me.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they talk. I don't remember if there was something about like another hand.
Maybe.
Vaguely.
It's a foot next time.
Oh God. Oh no, I don't want to watch that one now. I'm a little bit scared. I'm more scared now.
It's just an elbow.
It's just an elbow. How could you tell?
I don't know. It'd be kind of funny.
Jesus. But yeah, and
okay. Yeah. Anything else or
no?
That is
for the most part. Yeah. I mean, a little bit of D&D. A little bit of D&D.
Yeah, you got to resume your.
I got to be a
your
DM.
campaign.
I got to be a DM for a bit, and it was fun. It was
I
fun
liked
getting
it.
back in it. I was like, it's been a while. I actually dressed up and everything too.
Yeah.
I actually dressed up really nicely and
that
kind of tried to like my whole idea for the whole dress up was like, okay, well, if I were to dress up as any one of these characters, I was trying to think of like an NPC, and I was mainly thinking of the butler character that you guys had there.
Right.
I was like, all right, well, I'll probably go for that sort of a look. And then just like essentially just flesh out a couple like story beats and kind of move some of you guys along and introduce you to some NPCs. A little bit of combat there at the end, you know.
I liked it though.
But
It was fun. It was fun getting back to the story.
That too, yeah. I just missed those characters.
Yeah,
I was missing
interacting with characters is so fun.
Yeah.
Like, I missed how much I really enjoyed getting into characters.
Oh, with your character?
Yeah, it was
With
just,
3PO?
yeah, it was just so fun. I love it. It was so fun.
Yeah. As long as everybody was enjoying it, that was an important thing.
Yeah,
And maybe we'll get back to it soon. So.
yeah.
And that's more or less everything that I can think of, at least recall.
Yeah.
Probably gonna get my hair done blue in the future.
Blue. Okay.
Yeah.
You switching up the colors?
Thinking about it, yeah. Thinking about it.
Like a dark blue or like a light blue?
I want to see if I can get it to the dark blue.
Dark blue?
Because
That'd be really cool.
light blue is gonna wash out so fast.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
gonna blend
so-
really quick. Yeah. and
So I mean, at the very least, I'll get the best of both worlds. Where like
That's
eventually, over time, I'll just get to that point. So right,
start with sky blue. You end up with like
gray.
you end up with cloudy.
Again, yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah,
It's a vibe.
That's still pretty cool.
It's a vibe. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What about you, Jaxie?
Trying to think. I mean, I got a new job, but I don't know if I remember that. I don't know if it was last episode or not.
Might
If
have
not,
been.
I got a new job, so that was like 3 weeks ago.
I think
So-
maybe you were like in beginnings of yeah. I think you were getting started on.
I think it was like on the interviews or the first
Yeah,
week or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, you actually got.
first week, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been challenging, but it's been good for me too. Where it's just like, it's better than the last job that I have, where I have more responsibility, but I don't package and make the order. I'm the one who's like scheduling the orders, so it's not bad. Yeah, you can't distract me. Sorry.
I'm just listening.
Okay. But no, it's been decent. So, and I get paid more, so that's
That
good.
is actually really good.
That's really good.
That's already a dream.
Because rent keeps getting higher every year. So
Oh yeah, Jesus.
yeah, so that's
Yeah,
been
mine-
stressing me out.
Mine's
but,
certainly gotten higher in the past couple months.
yeah.
But it's a happy kind of
Yeah.
problem because
Otherwise,
it's my sister. I get to be with my sister again. Right?
yeah. Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Otherwise, I've actually been like on my own free time. I've actually been writing some side stories. Not with my main series, The Lands of Ordia. I gotta plug it in because that's my book.
Plug it in.
That is my book,
Lands
Lands
of
of
Ordia.
Ordia. I made
JJ Scale has.
sure, yeah.
Scale has?
Yeah,
Scale
there
has.
you go.
Scale has.
Yeah. It's on Amazon. Check
Amazon.
it out.
Check it out.
I would appreciate
Please help.
it. Yeah, because that's book 1 out of 5. So it's
Write
big
a
series.
review.
That too. That
Positive,
helps.
negative, anything, any sort of interaction.
Any
really.
review. Actually. Right now, it's an end
Yeah,
review.
anything. We would much appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
But no, I've been writing like short
yeah.
stories, and they're like horror based. So like kind of like spooky stories, stuff like that.
Vibes.
And I took one story from like when I was in college, and I wrote it. It was based in like a Puritan village. So
Oh wow! Yeah,
I think I told
think
you about
did.
it.
Yeah, I think we talked about it actually on the
Yeah.
podcast even.
Yeah,
A
it was a
little bit.
while.
It was a while ago. Yeah.
So I put that in the beginning because it's like the beginnings of a village, and the whole premise of the book, the whole book, is that it's going to be a compilation of short stories of spooky haunting tales, and so it's going to go in order where it's like way back in the 1600s when the village was originally founded. Why is the land cursed? Why is the house cursed? Like, there's a mansion that's,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So I've been trying to do that. So I put that story from college first, and I edited the whole thing. It was only like 12 pages maybe, but that's the whole point of it.
Yeah,
it's
nice short story, yeah.
So I'm on to the second one, and I have a whole list of what I'm going to include.
That's also kind of... So. Oh, you got a list?
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of giving me the vibes of, what was it, Spooky Stories to
Tell in the Dark?
Yeah.
I actually got the idea from Haunting of Hill House, which is a...
Oh, wait, what is that? Is that a book?
It is a book, yeah.
Okay.
And maybe they made it into a series or a movie. I haven't seen it. But I know it's a book because I started listening to the audiobook.
Yeah, that sounds
familiar.
familiar.
And it's like 6 hours long or whatever, but I started listening to it.
It's a show?
It's a show.
We're being told it's a show, guys.
Yeah, it's a show. But, yeah, and I got like maybe 2 hours in or something like that, and I'm like, I really want to start writing like
short stories?
My own spooky stories. So I just started writing, and now I'm getting into the vibe of it. So
that's so much fun, actually.
It's really fun, yeah.
Fuck.
But, yeah, so I'm like, sometimes it's nice to like... I have my Ordia series, but sometimes it's nice to write on the side,
For yourself.
For myself, just be like, oh, this would be fun, and then kind of go back on it when I'm...
Like, it's nice to kind of give yourself that, like, breathing room, too, like, out of just, like, one headspace, because I feel like I do that a lot, too, especially with D&D. Like, if you stay in one place too long, it kind of starts to stagnate and get stale. Yeah. So you kind of just need to, like, take a moment and, like, focus on something else for a bit, because like I don't know if it's the same for you, but like when I really I'm into something, like I hyperfixate and I just focus on it for like a period of time, whether it's like a short, like a week or a good long time. But then it gets to a point where I'm like, damn, I can't, like nothing's happening, and like I just need to put my focus elsewhere and kind of give myself that time to kind of let my brain kind of rest. I feel so I can get creative again.
So. But otherwise, just doing that. Working on my other podcast, the Exploring Arda. Another
Exploring Arda. Check it out.
Check it out. So I've been trying to upload there. I mean, this month has been kind of like up and down because of like new job and everything, and like so it fluctuates, whatever. But
life happens, man.
It's fun. Like this stuff is like projects.
Yeah,
it's fun projects, but it's like it's not more important than a job. So.
Oh yeah, rent, roof over your head, food, like.
So like that's why both of us like our videos are very like spread apart now, like a couple weeks ahead. But like that's why life. So.
But if you want to see more, that we have older content. Check out.
And it doesn't involve our faces, but
still we have stuff. I mean, there's plenty
of
stuff, especially after like how many years now? 2 years.
I think 2 years.
It's a good amount.
It's not bad.
It's a nice little pile right there. You could just.
Pick and choose,
whatever you like. See the then and now comparisons.
That's true, actually.
Yeah,
go back to our first episodes.
What did I even say? Like I know. I feel like I talked a lot about nothing. Like both of us actually. Yeah.
It's very ranty, but I mean we are ranty still, but it's on the topic. So
at least we limit it to just the quick catch-up.
The show is structured now, so
that's what we were lacking, structure.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That's kind of my quick catch-up. So
I like it.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Honestly, good stuff all around. I feel between you and me.
Yeah. All right, so we got the quick catch-up out of the way. I was trying to talk
quick up.
Yeah. Like the what was it, the Rugrats or whatever?
The guy from Wild Thornberries.
That's what it was.
That kid, yeah. Oh, God.
That was a weird show. Anyway, so now that we got that out of the way, we're actually gonna. Should we do a summary of the movie?
Yeah.
Because we are watching it like usual. We start the movie and then we start the show. So you want to try to do a summary?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will do my best.
Up to this point, yeah.
Mind you, I haven't seen this movie in a good bit. Essentially, we kind of get introduced to our cast, which is this family. Happy family.
Before we get into the movie.
God damn it, you're right. We're already breaking structure.
Yeah, I know. Talking about structure. This is what we're drinking is...
Unstructured.
We're drinking the Hofbrau Oktoberfest beer. This is Hofbrau Munchen.
Beer.
Yes, beer.
It's beer.
It's beer. It's Oktoberfest beer because it's October, obviously spooky season, and this. How do you like it?
I'm actually liking it. Yeah, it's pretty
It's kind of smooth.
Yeah,
it was smoother than I thought it would be. Actually,
I
thought it would be more bitter.
Maybe? I don't know, because I heard Oktoberfest and I was just immediately thinking something pumpkin spice.
That too.
That's literally what I thought when you said that. Like this was the beer. I was like, all right.
I was thinking of getting the Sam Adams one, but I know that's kind of the basic selection of Oktoberfest. Like, in general,
yeah,
just because it's everywhere. So I'm like, I want to get something different, like something like I don't know, something like this. I guess it feels very light, like a light beer.
Yeah.
So
it's just a very casual drink.
Yeah.
I could probably casually drink this.
Yeah, well, like right now.
So, well.
Yeah, apparently it was established in 1589.
It's an old beer. It's a lot of beer.
This bottle right here.
From then to now, it's a lot of beer.
That's a lot of beer. Anyway, so that.
I wonder how long, like, you ferment like beer and all that. Like, how, like, do you do it like wine, where like just over the years it becomes?
Maybe
like,
some.
Right?
Maybe I would assume so. I don't know. That's why we need to have a special guest.
Yeah, right. That would be a cool.
Be like that's good questions to ask.
That would be a cool. Yeah, damn. I'm gonna forget this question when we have them. So.
I know, right?
But yeah.
So that's what we're drinking, and now we can go back to the summary.
So we start with a cemetery.
Yeah.
The name,
the big like wide shot.
Yeah, the wide shot
from above.
Yeah, and it's like a. Well, I mean, it's a cemetery. There's a lot of graves and
stuff.
It's
a pet cemetery.
And yeah, that was the title. We also
that's the title sequence.
It's literally the title sequence.
And then we get jump scared by a semi truck. Don't we?
That was foreshadowing.
Hmm?
That was foreshadowing. That was actually really good foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought about it right now.
Yeah.
That was actually really good foreshadowing. Before we get to the semi truck, we get introduced to the family, which remind me of their names.
The Creeds.
The Creeds. Yes. So the family of the Creeds. We see a mommy Creed and a daddy Creed.
I was trying to look up the names because I remember the last name Creed, but it's okay. So it's Gage, who is the
little boy.
The little boy.
Yes.
We get Ellie Creed, who is
Creed.
the mom. Lewis Creed.
Yeah.
Yes. So those are the family, and it's not showing the
other Creed.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed.
What's the girl's name again? I forget.
For the Creeds?
Yeah. Got Gage, Ellie, Lewis, and Rachel. No, that doesn't sound right. Oh wait. Yeah.
No, that's not.
Well, anyway, it's the Creed family.
But Creed family.
And we also get introduced to Judd Crandall, who is the guy across the street, pretty much.
He's the one who basically gives us the exposition about the
Pet Sematary.
The Pet Sematary.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I live across the road now, and you know what? That road has wasted a lot of pets over the years, and it's just like, oh, okay.
So lots of dead pets.
a lot of dead
All
pets.
right.
That's what we get so far.
And that's
because the Creeds are moving in, and
not only that, but I feel like that also kind of like establishes like a false sense of security because you don't hear about people dying, so you don't really. I don't think they really gauge the danger of the road.
They don't.
Because
don't
obviously.
Gauge.
That was not intentional.
Right. Okay.
Man, I wish that was intentional.
That was a really good one.
That was a really good one. I'm glad I did it though.
I caught it right away. I was just like,
Oh god.
Yeah.
But that
sorry, Rachel's the mom.
So Rachel's the
Ellie
mom.
is the daughter. I got them confused.
Oh.
That's why. Sorry.
Oh, I completely believe you anyway. You said it with such confidence.
Yes.
I just
swapped the names.
To be honest, I genuinely didn't remember their names.
but
okay.
Anyway.
Essentially, they didn't gauge the danger of the roads because you're seeing all these like dead pets and like I don't think people really, unless you're like really connected to your pets, they don't really like think of it as a serious threat because like, well, it's a pet, you know, it's not like an actual person.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really like feel that connection with people to their pets.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
We see the family kind of start to settle into the home, and we kind of get to the. I don't like they have like little conversations. They're like about to go about their day and all that stuff.
You also get like the really close connection between Ellie and her pet cat Church.
Oh yeah, the cat,
which is called Winston Churchill, but it's shortened to Church.
To just Church.
So
because Winston is too much.
Well, if you say Winston Churchill,
Yeah, but his first name
that's
is
a guy.
Winston.
But I mean, Church is good enough.
Church is actually a great name.
That's a really cool cat. Really cool name for a cat.
Take me to church.
He's just right there.
He's right there.
Oh, we're here.
I'm going to church.
Going to church. Where is he?
Churchill. His place is called Churchill.
It's like his own little like.
It's his own little like.
Like where
box.
he starts his litter box.
Yeah.
Churchill.
Church.
Don't go on that hill.
But yeah, we kind of just see like the family kind of get settled in. I don't remember like why the whole reason of the move or whatever. They're just like a family moving in. Right?
Well, Lewis is the new doctor in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that like such a common trope in all these in movies like this, where it's like either like a doctor or just I don't know shit like that? Because like I remember something like that happening with arachnophobia.
There's a lot of common things in horror movies like that.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But okay, so new doctor gets a patient who literally has like the side of his
His head.
skull, blah,
Yeah.
just gone, which
Got,
is a
like,
miracle he's alive.
ran over or something like that. I don't know.
Shit happened.
Like he,
side
like
of his
he was
skull.
in a
gone. Yeah. But
Pascal.
he's
That's Pascal.
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 Pascow. Pascal.
Pascal.
Pascal. So he's the guy who's dead.
The dead man.
Dead guy. But then when Lewis is trying to treat him, he's like, "Bleh, the soil of a man's heart is soil," or something like that. I don't know.
He just says some weird shit.
Yeah.
As they do in these horror movies.
Yeah.
As they do.
He says some creepy stuff, and then he's just
And he just
back
dies.
down. Yeah. And he dies a second time.
A second.
Second death.
Sekiro? Shadows die twice.
Yeah. And then Lewis is like, okay.
He's like, alright, weird first day.
Yeah, right. That was his first day. Yeah. And then I guess we're at the point now, I guess as like the summary up to this point, where Lewis is pretty much, he thinks it's a dream because Pascal's dead, so it's just
He's
like,
a dead
this is
man.
a weird dream.
Yeah.
But it's not a dream at all.
He's literally just like going along with it.
Because
But
Pascal's
like,
leading
it
him.
kind of gets to the point where like, look, this is a very long walk.
That and he's just like, why am I like feeling the earth? Why is my clothes being
just
dirty?
like you just have like no sense at all.
Yeah. But yeah, he leads him to the pet cemetery. Yeah. And he's just like, listen, Doc, you don't want to go past that boundary because bad things are over there. And Lewis is just like, it's just a dream. It's just a dream. And then he wakes up and his feet are like dirty with mud. So he's just like
Like he was out at night or something.
Yeah.
As if he wasn't dreaming.
Yeah. Spooky. But that's kind of like where we are in the summary. So
Yeah.
that's where we are in the movie. So, now that we got summary out of the way, we'll go into our fantastic facts and where to find them.
No UFO?
Nope. I forgot about that. Nope, we're going to our UFO.
Like
Talk about structure, guys.
Yep.
I'm so tired. I completely forgot about UFO. So what's your UFO?
I mean, I saw bits and pieces of this. I don't know, last year.
Last year? Oh, wow.
It's been a year, yeah,
Oh.
give or take.
So like you're a late
Because I'm
bloomer.
thinking the last spooky season we did. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I
it was
just
around
can't-
that time. You
I just can't get over the fact that you're having more structure than I am. And usually it was reversed, you know.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's not the moon's half full or some shit like affecting your brain.
I don't know.
I'm taking more of the brain cell that we share.
Probably. I mean,
all.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway. So what's your UFO?
Essentially,
Last year.
I mean, that's essentially my UFOs. Like, I kind of watched some of this when we were like before record or when we were recording.
Oh, okay. So it was
And
like a
I
little bit
was
before.
watching bits and pieces of it, and then just like pop culture, like Bleed,
Yeah.
and I think there was like a thing I did in school about this. Actually, now that I think about it,
About the book or the movie?
I think it was the book.
Book.
And, you know, yeah, because I think I remember I had the idea like, well, I'm just gonna watch the movie, and
And
then I
get
did,
the details
and then I
from that.
didn't because like I don't know what the fuck happened, but like we just never ended up doing the project. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it was just one of those things where like I probably could have had this UFO a lot more clear if plans didn't change.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, so
What-
maybe
what
like
would
a year.
What would you judge your UFO then? Like clear or fuzzy or
A little
in
fuzzy.
between?
A little fuzzy.
Maybe.
A little fuzzy. Like I
Do you
do
see-
remember
do you
seeing
see
it.
the
Like
saucer?
you could probably see like that could be a saucer. That could just be the Space Needle at Seattle.
There is a strange light in the sky.
Yeah, there's definitely some light. That could be a fan. It's just a fan. You know,
I'm a big fan.
I'm a big fan. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so like,
It's actually a drone. It's just a drone.
yeah, you think it's a saucer, but it's actually a drone.
You remember back then when they had those like commercials of like those like robotic like alien saucer drones? That was like a toy. I remember. I was like, oh, that's so
Maybe.
cool. I want to have a drone. When I was like, 11.
Oh, maybe if I saw it,
I watched a lot of TV.
What?
Lot of TV.
maybe that's why. Because we did watch TV, but like not a lot.
Because like it used to be like a family thing for me, and then it became more of a me thing. Because
Just cause.
I mean, I
And-
was like, this is great.
yeah.
I was like, if I start
Yeah.
watching TV, everybody else would come and watch TV with me.
Come gather round.
And they never did, so I just kept watching TV.
And that hope just vanished.
The hope became non-existent because I
Yeah.
just watched TV and I'm like, this is entertaining.
This is my life now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Now
your
here I
UFO.
am, putting it all back full circle, watching
Now-
TV
now instead
in
of
front
TV
of a camera.
Double screens.
So yeah, it all just comes full circle now.
Yep.
For the last 2 years,
Yep. All right. So that's your UFO then,
essentially, yeah.
because
Fuzzy, maybe
I-
just the plate in the sky.
I'm trying to remember when the first time I watched this. I want to say it's in college, but
I
I'm
feel
not
like you did a lot of your stuff in college.
because I remember that I binge watched a lot of horror movies in college. Because like, of course, like I wasn't allowed to at home, during high school and stuff. So I never had the chance to, and so that's why I'm saying like maybe it was like the first year of college because I made a whole list of like horror movies that I wanted to watch, and like 90% of them were like the paranormal type, right?
Right.
And I would consider like Pet Sematary to be more of the paranormal side because it's like the afterlife, what happens
Yeah.
with that.
It's definitely got like that
Raising the
supernatural
dead.
shit going on. Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to say that, but I still want to say my UFO is kind of fuzzy because I don't fully remember the very first time that I saw Pet Sematary.
Mm.
But I still really love the movie.
So you probably
Like-
got like the arm of an alien in there.
Maybe a finger.
Maybe a finger.
I don't know. Maybe, it might be
That's
a
really
branch or
weird.
something. I don't know.
Could be a branch. Could just be a hand.
It's
I
like
don't know.
it's like one of those pictures outside in the night, and it's in the forest. So maybe it's a hand, maybe it's a branch, maybe it's a bush. I don't know. It's something.
There's definitely something there.
It's spooky.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I feel like over the past couple years, I feel like I've grown to really love Pet Sematary.
I feel like that
just
too.
the vibe
Yeah.
of it, just
Like off of
I
you,
don't
I'm
know.
like, you really do enjoy this movie.
Yeah. I've seen it multiple times over the past few years. So, and now I've grown to love it, and I got the book now. So
Oh.
yeah.
Have you,
I haven't read it yet, but I mean, it's not as long as I thought it would have been. I thought it would have been like 400 or 500 pages.
Because
But
see,
it's
every
only,
time I think of like
300?
Stephen King, I'm always thinking like It, and that was like a tome.
Big, yeah.
That was a tome.
Well, a lot of his books are really long.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
that
this-
too. That too.
Yeah, and it only ends up it's like 200 or 300 pages maybe. Oh, I'll say 300. I don't know. I'm just guessing right now, but it's like I expected it to be longer, but
Right.
that's fine too. I don't care.
Especially with like a name like Stephen King. I don't know.
I don't know.
It just became that way somehow.
Yeah. Eventually, I do want to read it. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, of course you want to read it.
Read it. I had to do the pause. I have to read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of my UFO. A little bit fuzzy. So
Might be a hand.
might be a hand. Who knows? So, do you want to go to another summary?
Exploring the cemetery a little bit.
Yeah.
Little
With
bit.
Judd.
With Judd.
Judd and Lewis.
Yeah, I gotta remember his names. Fuck.
So
it's been
Judd-
so long.
yeah.
So
Judd
Judd is
is the
the
older guy.
Older guy.
Lewis is the father.
Yeah.
Slash doctor.
Yeah.
So
Figured the red hat's gonna be the big distinguishing factor here for me.
yeah.
Because he's
So,
he's the lead.
Yeah. So while
Not only that, but like, can I just make a comment? This guy is wearing like these like basic like traveling like American traveling clothes, like a jacket, jeans, some boots,
Yeah.
probably some flannel or some shit, and then this random red hat. That absolutely does not go at all with the outfit.
No.
But this is more just to let the audience know, like, this is the guy you're going to focus on. So
Yeah. Fun guy, The red hat.
There were no mushrooms in the filming of this film.
I don't know why they chose a red hat. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the whole vibe of just like, oh, put something on really quick and,
I think it's just more like this is the guy that the audience is going to focus on.
Yeah.
So red is like a very, like people are going to notice that color very distinctively.
Oh, yeah. But before they muck about the cemetery, do you know what happens right before that? That makes him go over the barrier?
I saw him tumbling down the fucking side of the...
Well, not
like,
not that.
That's what I was
that. Okay, so basically...
If you're asking me about dialogue, don't ask me about dialogue.
It's not dialogue, actually. Because when Ellie and Rachel are away from home, Judd calls over Lewis because he's just like, hey, there's a cat by the road. It might be yours. And Lewis is just like, okay. He heads over. He's like, yep, this is Church. He's dead.
Oh yeah, the cat got run over.
And this is no, because Ellie and Rachel go over to Chicago because that's where their family's at. Rachel's side of the family. That's Rachel's side. Hey. So they're like, oh, we want to visit for like Thanksgiving or something like that. But Lewis stays behind because he's just like, because he doesn't get along with Rachel's dad. Like they don't get along. They have some sort of beef.
Right, typical. Yeah.
So he stays home, and when he's home, the cat dies. He's like, oh man, what do I do now? Because Ellie really, really loves her cat. And Judd is just like, well, there's beyond the cemetery, you can bury your cat there, and something will happen. And Lewis is just like, all right, I'll trust you this one time. And they bury the cat, and the next day it comes back, and it's all bloody and full of mud and dirt. And
like it just crawled out.
It's like a rabid cat, pretty much.
A rabid animal?
Without the foam, but like you can tell that it's not the same cat.
It ain't right.
It ain't right. And that's kind of like where we get the whole premise of what the ancient burial grounds are, because they actually go there.
Yeah.
They go to the burial site, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like the ancient like native ground where they used to bury things. But the thing is,
well, they're people, right? I imagine.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was people, because then they learned the hard way. Well, Judd learned the hard way, but that's for a future summary, because that's later on when he tells his story about his experience with the burial site. But that's kind of where we're at in the summary.
Where are we at with those fantastic facts?
I knew you were going to do something. Right now, actually. Now we're going to go.
Keeping us in structure here. Because apparently I'm taking this today.
Yeah. So, now we are going to go into the fantastic facts. And where to find them.
Where did you find them?
You want to guess? That's a no. All right. IMDb. Classic IMDb, because they're always reliable with movie facts. IMDb's. Alrighty. So, I guess the first... I don't know if this might be commonly known, but the first fact is that Stephen King once mentioned that the only novel that he wrote that really scared him was Pet Sematary.
I did not know that.
Really?
Yeah, I genuinely didn't know that.
Yeah, so like this is like his only book that actually scared him. Because I remember, I don't remember where I read it, but I remember that when he wrote it, he did the whole story, right? And then he actually like put it away for a few months because he was just like, man, what did I write?
He was just feverishly like...
Yeah, because he was just like writing, and then he got it done, and then he put it away for like months. He was just like, what did I just write?
I'm going to need to take a minute.
Yeah. And then he, sent it to an editor or publisher, and they're like, oh yeah, you need to go ahead with the story because it's really spooky and it's really terrifying, and
it's like,
yeah,
fuck you, man.
He's like, I know, that's why I put it away for a few months.
How did you get this copy?
Yeah,
he's like, well, you left it on your desk. I wouldn't.
No. I meant like after the months, he sent it to them.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like the editor is just like, Steven, hey, Steven,
pick up the phone, please.
Hey, man. Like he's just like knocking on his office trying to see like, hey, Steven, what you got? Oh, what are you working on here?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'll be back next week, Steven.
Yeah, right.
Just takes the fucking rough copy.
Thanks, Mr. King.
Thanks, King.
He has it like locked in like a little drawer. Hey, Steven, what's in the,
No,
what's
like
in the
in
drawer?
my head is like Stephen King was like feverishly writing at his desk, like through the
Handwriting?
night.
Handwriting?
Yeah, handwriting through his like on his desk. He like basically got like spooked by it. Kind of just like stepped away and tried to like get some air and just didn't go back into his office for like that period of time
Yeah.
where like his editor came in to like knock in. He's like, Steven. Like he just left the manuscript there, and the editor was just
plain
like,
sight.
"All right,
All right, thanks. Okay.
I guess this is it. All right, let's just read it." And like gets that phone call, basically saying like, "Dude, you gotta finish this thing." He's like, "What?
It's amazing.
I thought I got rid of it."
That was the only copy. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, like that's what happened in my head. That's actually how it happened.
I do like
Yeah.
how that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
In my head, that's what actually happened for reals.
That's actually kind of funny. All right, another fact here. The film was shot on location in the same rural Maine area that Stephen King set the novel for. Pet Sematary.
Oh, cool.
So the area that he
Keeping it
set
authentic to the story.
yeah, which is really cool. I actually really like that.
I don't really know much about Maine, like as a state.
I don't either, really, to be honest. I know it borders Canada, so it must be cold. So in the winter, I should say. In the
Absolutely.
winter. Probably a lot of forest.
Mm.
Maybe, I don't know. Probably
You're from
open
Maine.
land.
What's like? Give me like your top 3 interesting things about your state. You know, just tell me
Yeah.
about that. And yeah.
And that'd be cool to know.
That'd be actually really cool to read in the comments.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever go to Maine, but
You know,
I don't know.
maybe you'll be the one. Maybe you'll be the one
maybe
to
you'll
convince
convince
us.
us. Yeah, there you go. Yes.
So yeah, let's learn about some stuff.
Another fact is that the original cut of the film, delivered to Paramount's executives, was actually judged to be too long, so the excess footage had to be removed. They also decided that the closing scene was too tame, and that at their request, it was reshot to be more graphic.
Oh wow.
Apparently.
So it was longer.
So it was longer, and the closing scene
And
was
not-
too boring.
Yeah. So they're like 11. We want to go to 11. This is like a 4.
Yeah. So it's like, so what you're telling me is that you rose people from the dead, and you want to end the movie with like a boring scene? Come on.
Like what? The guy just dying in the end? No, he's gonna get killed by his wife.
That's better.
And we're not even gonna show the murder. We're just gonna imply it.
Yeah.
And cut it off abruptly.
Actually,
Yeah, I do remember that.
you do remember that, yes.
Yeah.
Another fact is that Stephen King is a big fan of the Ramones, the band,
Oh.
and referenced some of their songs in the novel Pet Sematary.
Cool, cool.
And in homage, the Ramones actually wrote and performed the theme song Pet Sematary,
That's really
which
dope.
is featured in the closing credits.
Hell yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. I was just
I love
like,
that.
That's...
I love it when different like creative mediums like come together to like work on a project. Essentially, that's actually really dope.
I like that. Yeah. Another fact. So the actor for Victor Pascal, so the dead guy,
The dead man.
he said that in an interview while he was in his gruesome makeup for the role.
Yeah.
No one would sit near him while they were having lunch.
I just had to, take my lunch tray and just go to the bathroom.
Sit in the corner.
Just sitting there.
I'm sorry, guys.
Little milk carton.
Yeah, right?
Sandwich.
It'd be funny if he was drinking the milk out of a straw.
Out of a straw. He had like the opening. I was thinking like old school.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
the old school carton. And
But like, yeah, probably, no, I got a straw. I'm going to drink it from there.
I have one. I gotta use it.
Yeah, I'm going to use it.
I'm a loser. I'm sorry, guys.
I get it.
I just thought it was so funny.
You know what? Yeah. I mean, I understand.
I kind of get it. Some people... Well, actually, at the
can
same
get
time,
nauseous.
if you're working on, like, a horror movie, and there's some little bit of gore... I would say a little bit, because there wasn't really
True.
much gore in this movie.
Okay.
Like, shouldn't you be accustomed to it?
Well, that,
after a
and
bit?
also, I mean...
I don't know.
The thing is, like, you got to think about it, like, sometimes it's not even that. It's just like some people literally just, this is just their job. It's not like a thing like they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
choose the genre they get
That's
to work
true.
for, right?
That's
This is
true.
just the job that they got hired for. So,
Yeah, right.
yeah, we're just doing a horror film this time. We were just doing like a fucking romance the other week.
That makes sense.
You know?
Yeah. Another fact which is actually really interesting for me is that the original screenplay actually featured the Wendigo.
Really?
Yes, the Native American demon that was mentioned in the novel, but it was cut from the film. Its presence is actually implied only twice. First, in the scene where Lewis is walking through the woods at night and hears something large knock down a tree. And secondly, when Judd first takes Lewis up to the Indian burial ground, there is another loud crash deep in the forest, followed by a long howl. And Judd says, "It's only a loon," but it is clear that he does not entirely believe it himself.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know too much about the Wendigo outside
I
of like...
love the Wendigo.
Oh, you know a lot about the Wendigo? Yeah.
Not a lot, but I know enough about it, so...
What's like, bullet, like, what do I need to know about the Wendigo?
Wendigos are supposedly derived from, like, a witch doctor that turned evil, pretty much.
Okay.
So they started their practices, becoming spiritual, all that stuff. But eventually they got too deep enough where they had to sacrifice blood or human flesh, and they started to, like, morph into this really big beast because they took, I guess, like, their magic, their powers.
One of the themes I remember with the Wendigo is, like, the cannibalism aspect of it.
Yeah. So they
something
take,
along those lines, yeah?
Yeah, so, like, the longer that they feasted on the human flesh, the bigger that they
became more monstrous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of like borderline.
Yeah. I do vaguely remember something like that.
And of course, with like the nature theme, they don't eat like just people. Like, of course, that's the whole premise of it.
They eat meat.
They eat meat. So that's why like the Wendigo has a lot of antlers.
Antlers.
Because I mean, a lot of the things that are in the forest are deer.
Yeah. From what I it was like, the cannibalism.
Yeah.
Something going on with antlers.
Yeah.
Spiritual stuff going on, and I think it was like a Native American.
Yeah, it's a Native American origin.
Yeah. I think it's
a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like a cool.
I definitely want to learn about that more now. Yeah, I feel like I don't know nearly as much about my.
Oh, I'm in the same way. Like,
yeah,
it's so fascinating, and I don't know enough.
Yeah.
So there's Stephen King right there.
Oh, that is genuine Stephen King.
That is him. He's
Father
in the film.
King.
He's Father King. Yep.
Yeah.
I love it when they make cameos and stuff like that.
Stephen King does like to do a lot of cameos for some of his things.
I like.
He was in it.
He was in.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the storekeeper.
He was. He was selling the kid's bike again.
Yeah, the bike. Yeah.
Yeah. When he wasn't a kid anymore.
But yeah. So that was a cool
book.
fact, but...
Wasn't really that good.
Yeah. Right. Didn't like the ending.
Didn't like the ending.
Well, you're the author. You can pay for it. How about this bike for like $500?
Yeah, man. Also, it's here for $500.
You're the author.
Hey, man.
You're the big author.
I literally can't say no to the god of this world, essentially.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
Of the world I live in.
Okay, so do you want to know who the first choice for the role of Louis Creed was?
Please tell me. I'm curious now.
Bruce Campbell.
Oh! Yes! Oh my god! That would have been so much fun!
I know!
Oh, no!
Imagine him in, like, this setting.
What happened? Oh, that would have been so good!
I wonder if he, like, turned it down, maybe? Or, I don't know.
Oh, dude.
How amazing would that be?
I would have watched this movie so much sooner.
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. It would have been amazing.
I'm upset. I'm upset of what we could have had. I mean, this is good.
Yeah.
But knowing that we could have had something better.
Knowing we could have had Bruce
Campbell. We could have had Bruce Campbell.
In Pet Sematary. Think about that.
I'm upset.
That'll haunt you in the night.
Well, this just ruined my day.
Oops.
Thanks, Jackson.
Yep, that's my job. All right, another fact here. Since cats are difficult to train,
absolutely, you can't train a cat.
The film crew actually ended up using 9 cats total. There was a jumper, a snarler, and a cuddler. No cats were actually harmed during filming.
So they say.
So they say. They keep it under wraps. I knew it.
All right, we genuinely have to bury this cat in the fucking cemetery. We just don't speak of it.
Yeah, and I guess to add on to it, according to Mary Lambert, who was the director, One of the hardest things was for the cat to eat the pork chop at the very end.
Oh!
The meat. To have it go up and sniff it and be like, you gotta eat it. Okay, so here's the last fact that kind of like backtracks to that whole thing of like him writing his scariest novel or whatever. So, it says here that when Stephen King first wrote the manuscript for Pet Sematary, he shelved it. It was only when his wife, Tabitha King, told him to publish it after she found it later and read through it.
So my headcanon wasn't too far off.
It wasn't too far off.
Just different.
person.
Not the editor.
Yeah.
But the wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
So...
It's always the wife.
Very...
It's always the wife.
It's a good... Because I always, whenever I write something, usually I, write maybe a page or two or whatever, and I'll show her like a paragraph or a dialogue sequence, and I'm like, want you to read it, want you to see, if it's good or not.
I'm just thinking.
It's actually kind of fun.
I'm just thinking of the scene in American Psycho when they're comparing the business cards. When they're like, "Hey, take a look at this. What do you think?"
What do you think? It's all right.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Well, what about this?
What about this? Just keep showing a bunch of business cards.
Business cards.
Did you see the Pokemon card edit of that?
No.
Oh my god!
Is it just like a shiny Charizard or something
it's
like that?
so good. It's so well done. Jesus Christ! And the thing is, like everything they were saying was just like it.
Line
Definitely,
line,
it just applies to this because yes, this is exactly how I imagine people with collectible cards.
Yeah.
Have these conversations. They're like, yeah, this is good, but
check this
what
about this?
What about this right here? First edition.
Full art, shiny card.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, that was a good edit. But sorry about the side.
No, that's kind of funny. But yeah, so that's our fantastic facts. Those are some pretty good ones.
Well, how about that?
I like that. Yeah. So overall, Pet Sematary is a very spooky story. I feel like
A little scary.
it's very dark.
Spooky. Oh yeah, absolutely
say
dark. Yeah,
very,
because like
very
a man literally loses everything. Everything.
Pretty much everything.
And he's desperately trying to get it back to no avail.
Yeah.
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 This is one of those cases where never give up doesn't really apply. Sometimes you just gotta let go.
Sometimes dead is better.
Sometimes dead is better.
The classic line, classic, which is
wow.
Really, it's a cool.
I really
line,
set that up.
Yeah.
I really did.
You really did.
I really did. It's two.
I had to jump in right there. It was my chance.
Is that two for today? Did I do two of them?
I think so. You had the gauge first, and then you had the sometimes.
Yeah.
So, do you want to try to do the summary from last time? So, last time was when Church
died.
Kind of died, but
then came back.
But then he appeared. So,
and they're still trying to essentially.
Another.
Oh no, I'm still drinking mine. Okay. Yeah. If you wanna.
I'm gonna pop in. Oh, yeah. You got it.
If you wanna pop out.
I guess. All right. Well, do you want to do the summary still?
I lost my train of thought.
When Church came back from the dead.
Came back from the dead, and they're still trying to hold on to like a semblance of like a normal life. Like, yeah, the cat's okay. Yeah. Church is all good.
Lewis, only him knows about.
Yeah, he's the only one who knows essentially. And Church is a little weird.
Yeah,
just
acting kind of strange.
Just a little strange.
He's
a little
smelly
and
dirty
and aggressive.
Yep.
A little bloodthirsty.
Yep.
Dead rats in the tub.
I was gonna say drops
dead rats in the tub. Just
normal cat stuff.
Just cat stuff. Which honestly,
they're smelly, they're dirty, and they catch mice.
Honestly, yeah, it still kind of tracks for cat behavior.
Yeah,
so nothing too weird has happened yet.
Except for the blood that Lewis originally finds on him.
Right.
But
that was the weirdest part. But then, wash it away. It's fine. It's fine. He's a normal cat.
Yeah,
it's just cat stuff.
Just cat stuff. Right, Toby?
So they're trying to hold on to the semblance of everything's normal, and things continuously get weirder and weirder. I feel like there's other little conversations going on that doesn't really amount to much, but essentially we kind of just cut over to this little picnic scene where they're kind of just having a nice little yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
we're cutting over to this nice little picnic scene where
everything's going perfect.
Everything's just a nice honestly, a nice day out eating
Yeah.
food with the neighbor.
Yeah.
You know, helpful.
It actually does look like a nice
Handy
day.
It generally is a nice day out.
I mean, you get the forest, the lake. Oh,
you know,
man.
Gage is just playing around with his kite. You know, this what 4-5-year-old boy alone with his kite.
Yep.
Well, not alone, but like
And the dad's looking the other way.
Dad's just looking the other way.
And
then just the semi
yeah.
starts coming down the road,
hauling down.
and Cage is just chasing after that kite.
Yeah.
He's running up that hill.
I know. You did that. Yeah.
Yep. And he finally catches that kite
And
for the last time.
For the last time.
And that's kind of it for Cage. Cage?
Did you say Cage?
I did say Cage.
Nicolas Cage?
No, I was actually thinking JB. Cage. God damn it, Cage. He's gonna make you his sex slave.
yes, that one. Man.
I was thinking of Cage. Yeah. Yeah.
You gonna goggle mayonnaise? No.
Unless we bust a
Monster Mama Jam. Dude.
Yeah.
Anyway. We gotta do that one eventually, too.
Coming soon.
Where did I see that? What was that? It wasn't on Prime. Maybe it was on HBO. Or I don't know. I saw it somewhere.
One of them. Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, so Gage is...
Dead.
D-E-D. Dead.
Dead.
Spelled wrong. Because, cemetery in the story is spelled wrong.
It's an S, isn't it? Yeah, I fucking knew it. See, I wasn't sure because I'm just like, this isn't right. There's no way this movie's spelled this way.
No.
And I was looking for it too because I was trying to see if I could watch it before this episode, and I never did. But then I saw like Pet Sematary with an S, and I was like, that's a bootleg or something. That can't be the one.
Nope, that's the one. That is the one. The whole thing is like the kids made it as a Pet Cemetery, like way back when. So they spelled it wrong and buried their pets there.
Sure, absolutely. That's exactly what happened. It wasn't just somebody's error.
I didn't write the story.
It wasn't someone's error on the fucking printing of it.
I don't know. No, I'm saying like the anyway.
But yeah. Making the movie poster to put in the wrong fucking letter. Yeah.
No, I meant in the story, like the story of Pet Sematary.
Is with an S?
Yeah, but I'm saying like in the story history, like during Judd's time, history. During Judd's time when he was a kid, they probably were way too young to spell it correctly. So instead of a C, it's an S. So that's what I mean.
I'll believe it. I'll allow it.
Yeah. So Gage is dead. And,
child death.
Child death, which is a very, very dark jump from dead cat to dead child.
I mean, how high of a jump is it really?
Well,
considering
it does get worse.
Here, like that much.
A little higher than that, but okay.
A little higher. I can't show it on camera.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, now pretty much both parents are in a deep depression. Obviously,
there's like a shock.
But yeah, it's a shock.
Yeah.
And they're at the funeral here, so I guess this is like our summary from here to.
Oh, it may as well finishing it out.
Yeah. So basically, Rachel's dad eventually comes to the funeral, right? But Rachel's dad and Lewis actually end up in a fight.
Yeah,
but his dad is the one who
what a
punch.
good way, right, to like really make a shitty situation even worse.
Yeah.
By letting your
emotions
control you in a moment of grief.
Yeah.
And it just, I would hate to see anything like this actually happen in real life. Which,
especially like a child funeral.
Regretfully probably has happened.
I'm sure.
Plenty of times.
Yeah.
Plenty of times. But child funeral. Parents fully blaming themselves essentially for not being able to save their kid.
Which they kind of are to blame.
There was definitely some negligence.
They weren't watching him.
There was definitely some negligence at play here.
Yeah.
But, it's also kind of one of those things where, shit happens.
Yeah.
And it sucks, man. It just fucking sucks. There's generally, no other words I could... I mean, there's probably better words, but, I couldn't... Yeah.
It's a turn of unfortunate events, so...
It's another movie, Series.
Yeah. But, so that's pretty much what happens after the funeral. They get into a fight, And then I know that eventually Rachel and Ellie leave again back to, her parents' place. Yeah, back to Chicago. And that pretty much leaves Lewis by himself. And he asked Judd, he's like, well, was there any people buried at the
cemetery?
At the ancient, not the Pet Cemetery, but at the
burial
grounds.
Yeah.
And Judd's just like, no, why would you ever do that? And he's just like, no reason. And then he goes up and digs up
his dead
son, brings him over to the burial ground, buries him there. And then he waits, and then obviously, Gage comes back. Not himself. But the first person that he see is Judd.
Play.
It does. It does.
It gets very child's play.
Very child's play, yeah. Yeah. And then, so then he goes to, I don't know if it's Judd who's in the Creed. No. Judd's still home.
Yeah,
and Gage is pretty much going up trying to find Judd. He actually ends up killing Judd because he's a undead child with a knife. So, I mean, very child's play. He's basically Chucky.
You never would have anticipated a child to be your fucking murderer.
No.
Especially one that has died, the week before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
But then, while he's off playing with Judd, Rachel comes home from their trip. And she's pretty much asking Lewis, hey, what's going on? Something's not right. Lewis goes off to try to find Gage, but Gage is already back into their house. He ends up killing the mom because why not? I guess. And Lewis is like, okay.
Why wouldn't she be killed? That's the real question, right? In this, the shit just starts going down. We're just starting to go vertical now.
Yeah.
So it's the worst it could get,
yeah.
And it keeps getting worse.
Yeah. So then, obviously, so Lewis is like, okay, well, now I have to go in and
get my wife back.
Do what undo what I have done, maybe. So when he's going to the house, he...
Oh, you're right, yeah.
He kills the cat, so that's... I don't like seeing that scene because Toby, and I'm like, I can't.
It's a rough one.
It's a rough one. And then he goes into his house, wrestles with undead Gage for a little bit.
Also pretty rough.
But eventually he tranquilizes... No, not tranquilizes.
He has a shot. Yeah, of something.
Like a poison or something. I don't remember.
I don't remember exactly.
Because it does actually end up killing him.
Yeah.
So he has to kill his own son.
The body stops moving.
Yes.
And now he actually has to kill his... Yeah. He actually had to kill his son, which is fucked up.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Fucked up. It's a dark story. Even after that, he takes his dead wife, buries her in the burial grounds, and then after that, it's like the end of the movie where the undead wife comes in and kills Lewis.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the film.
The only survivor here is the little girl.
Yeah. So she's
the only survivor.
She's without a family.
She's just without a family, all because of, it's a grieving father.
Yeah.
That just...
Well, he went to, the extreme.
The whole... Yeah. He just went to, all the wrong...
Yeah. And also...
Extremes, essentially, yeah.
Yeah. And I know, I skipped over some parts just to, get, the premise of,
right.
Jump here to there. In between all that stuff, when Lewis asked Judd, has there been any human burials in the ancient grounds? At first he's like, no. But then he's just like... I think a couple of nights later, he was just like, you know what? You asked me about this. Actually, there was.
I think there was.
Yeah. And so he tells about how it wasn't his... I think it was when he was in his younger years, right? His dog died. Judd's dog. And he buried it. Dog came back, obviously, bloodied and gnarly and whatever. So he had to kill his own dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody else died, I don't know, maybe some years after or whatever. And somebody tried to do the same thing, bury a person there, and the same thing happened. Basically turned into a zombie, and they had to burn the whole house down because he was stuck in the house and he was trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
So
everything it came across, it just tried to kill.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Pretty much. It was just the whole bloodlust of the undead. So he was trying to tell Lewis, like, hey, like, this all happened. You don't want that to happen to you. And that's when he says the famous line, sometimes dead is better. So, yeah. Oh, and then also at the same time, too, when every time that Rachel comes back home, she has visions of her, I want to say, younger daughter, who had some sort of, like, spinal injury or whatever. So she was, like, kind of like a hunchback. But she was really creepy looking. And so, like, one of the times when Rachel was by herself when she was a little kid, she actually left her sister alone because she was too creepy. And she ended up starving to death.
Okay.
Yeah. Because her parents trusted her enough to, like, take care of her sister, but she didn't because she didn't like being in the room with her. Yeah. So that haunts her she has nightmares about her younger sister dying, and then her sister,
because of her negligence,
her dead sister is in her dreams blaming her for, like,
not
letting her die. So that also happens too during the whole story.
I don't even. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, like, dark themes into the story, like layer and layer and layer of dark themes that just build up to that final point.
Okay, Stephen King.
Yeah.
I see what you mean now. Like, yeah, this is
a dark story.
There's a lot going on.
Very
here.
Macabre. Yeah.
Like, not just the macabre part, but just, like, also from the emotional side of things too. Like, Jesus.
Well, it's all very, very personal. So. I mean,
yeah.
It's all family stuff. So it's like, of course, it's gonna be. I mean,
he
has to kill his own son.
It's literally just like a family just being, like, torn apart by their own grief. You know. And guilt.
Yeah. But trying to think if I missed anything else, but I don't think so. Pascal eventually reaches out to the daughter, Ellie. He tries to warn her because Ellie actually starts to see him during her own nightmares.
Yeah, she kind of has, like, her own nightmares, which kind of has, like, a similar thing going on that, like, I guess the mom also had.
Yeah, so, like, she starts to see Pascal in her dreams, visions, whatever you want to call them. So she's actually the one that actually urges her mom to come back home because she's like, oh, Pascal is telling me that, you know, Lewis, the dad, is going to do something terrible, and obviously he does, but it's too late, you know, at that point. So
at that point, yeah, the vision came way too late.
Well,
I mean, it's implied, right? Well, implied that...
Well, okay, so basically what happens, right? When Lewis is digging up Gage's coffin, pretty much, during that scene, Pascal was like, don't do this, Lewis. You really cannot do this. But he does it anyway. So, like, right after, I feel like this, like, the scene right after that, he appears to his daughter. And then he's like, hey, listen, your dad's gonna do something really bad. And he does.
He's about to make a huge mistake.
Yeah, a really big mistake.
He's just crazy after the funeral, man. And I call it a funeral derangement.
Oh my goodness. There you go. There is your joke.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. But yeah. Anything else you'd like to add or?
Oh, what, the film?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much all the main points that I can really remember.
Yeah, that feels right. That feels right by me too. Like, that's everything I could remember too. So.
Right. Yeah. Overall, I really like this movie just because it is very emotional. Like,
yeah, in the terms of, like, the sense that just thinking about, like, all the grief and guilt really going on in this family that lost a child, and that there's a lot of weight to that. I feel that I think a lot of people could definitely empathize with.
Like, I get, like, his thought process where he's like,
what
you're saying is,
you can
like,
kind of see why, even you can kind of see why to a point.
To a point.
Yeah, to a point.
But then it's just like, well, right, because then you really think about it, and it's just like, okay, well, if someone's already dead, and you bury them, and then they come back to life, they're not going to be the same person. So then the logic comes in and whatever, but
the supernatural logic.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, comments, anything like that?
No.
Anything that you'd like to point out, or I don't know?
Nah, bro. I just wouldn't. no way you would see me fucking around at some Indian burial ground.
No,
at all.
not.
If anything, I'd be like, "Yo,
I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna need to leave.
I'm done. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I should not be here right now. I already feel like bad. Like I already feel like I'm in the wrong just standing here right now, like being in the presence. So
like I enjoy the paranormal, but like to this point, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no. You could probably tell me about stuff like, because I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on the podcast plenty of times before. Things when it comes to like Ouija boards and like haunted areas. Yeah. Those are like like I like the stories and all that. But being involved, I would not participate. No. I wouldn't participate. I wouldn't want to get involved. I wouldn't want to do anything like that. And that's where, bringing it back to Talk to Me, that's what infuriates me, because that's literally what all these fucking teenagers were doing the whole time in Talk to Me. They were just fucking around with things that they shouldn't have, and
paid the price.
I mean, yeah, some of them paid the price, and some of them were just fucking idiots.
No, yeah. I agree.
Just couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
No. Say like if you had a pet and it died, would you bury it?
No, I've had 4 chihuahuas that died, and I would not do this
They
all.
They come back ferocious as ever.
They always are.
Like, bro, if they come back, I'm gonna kick them. Like, hey, you come back as a zombie, I'm gonna take you out. I'm not about to fucking let you come and like what?
Mama said knock you out.
come at my throat. Fuck you. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. Especially if my neighbors tell me like, yeah, there's some weird shit going on at that burial ground over there. Fuck no. Why would I go there?
I will stay away.
I would move. As soon as they tell me there's some shit like that here, I'm like, nah. Because it's going to take one motherfucker who just doesn't heed the warnings, and then I'm going to get killed because you decide to bury your fucking kid there? Nah. That ain't going to be me. I'm going to find a new place. You know what? Now I don't want to go to Maine. So don't tell me about it.
But you can tell me because I'm interested. Never mind.
Right?
We're never going to Maine.
Than me trying to get to Salem.
Yeah, right. As if that's any better.
Yeah, right. I love the aesthetic.
The aesthetic's amazing. Yeah.
The aesthetic is well worth the risk.
Right. It's a sacrifice to make.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Even with because I really love Toby, but even even then I would be like, nah, sorry. Maybe if it was Pubbles, because he's a little because he's a little turtle, so I'm like
now.
Yeah, that's true. He's gonna be like some big.
He's gonna get bigger and bigger.
I'll have to throw him in a pond eventually.
Sooner or later.
Yeah, no, that's just raising the undead stuff is like, it's taboo, really. I mean, if you really think about it. So, I mean, grave digging.
Why do you think you've never seen me play a cleric?
You're right, grave cleric.
Actually, that would be really cool, though.
It would be really cool. Yeah. Okay.
Certain spaces.
So you got nothing else to add?
No.
All right. So ratings. So 1 out of 10. How would you rate original Pet Sematary?
Is there a sequel? Is there another one?
There is.
There is?
Yeah, Pet Sematary 2. They made a remake, and they also made what's called Pet Sematary Bloodlines, which we just watched like last night.
Oh. It has a name. It has a Pet Sematary Bloodlines?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew everything I know just off of that already.
Exactly. It was
everything I need to know.
It was okay. Like, if it was its own standalone film and you got rid of Pet Sematary connections, sure.
Oh,
it's okay. Because, like, the only thing that they referenced was, oh, yeah, there's a burial ground. Okay? And then they went off on their own story. So I was just like, all right, sure, okay, whatever. So
kind of showed it.
All right.
They kind of showed it.
A little bit?
Yeah, they showed, like, the design of the burial grounds, and they're like, okay, well, this is where the evil comes from. But I don't know, like, the overall story was okay. We watched the whole thing, so I'm like, at least there's that, but like, it was okay.
Well, in terms of ratings for this one, though,
for the original.
I mean, when did this movie come out? Like 1980? It was 80s.
Yeah, 85. I don't know.
I mean, it's an
80s movie.
It's very much like, I don't know. I love me my 80s. like 80s is just like a really fun time.
80s and 90s movies, they're fun.
Like they're just like a really fun time for films because that's when we really tried to like just lots of practical effects.
89.
89. Ooh, so
Wait, later than I thought.
right on the edge there.
Yeah.
In terms of like everything that I've seen, the practical effects,
Yeah.
storyline's pretty dark.
Yeah.
Pretty dark.
Very dark.
I'll give it an 8.
8.
I'll give it an 8.
That's pretty good, actually.
You know what?
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Give it an 8.
What do you like most about Pet Sematary?
Actually, I kind of like that it's not afraid to really like feed into or lean into the grief of the family too, because like that's obviously like the main motivators as to why the Lewis went and did what he did, right? Like you could kind of see the thought process, even if it's fucked and stupid in some aspects, but you could kind of see like why, because grief I feel like does fuck with you in the sense that like you would think that like, oh yeah, this is gonna solve my problems and then I can have my level life back, essentially. Like I can have a semblance of the normalcy that I had instead of trying to move on. So yeah, you could kind of see the thought process behind that. So I think I really liked how they did kind of show that grief really well, and like the guilt that came with it too.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good explanation. I like that.
Yeah,
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Very good
For me. What about you?
I'm gonna get a 9 out of 10.
Really?
Because I really love this movie. Pretty much for the same reasons. Because it's like it delves into the darker aspects of like how desperate can a parent get.
Yeah, and it's sad too because like it's all kind of like with with like love as the intention. I feel.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like because the whole thing, I always like to kind of go back into like the what if scenario, right? So like, what if Judd never told him about Pet Sematary, and the burial grounds? It's like, okay, well then it's just like, yeah, it's going to be another accident that happens. Obviously, it's still going to happen. Gage's death.
Absolutely, yeah.
But then that's that. Like it stops at that. But if if Judd never told him about that, it's not like quote unquote normal life, but like you still have to go through the grief, but without this happening.
Right.
So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's
kind of one of
if a parent is presented an option of bringing their child back, like he was how old? Like
especially
2, 3?
especially in a moment of like desperation like that.
The immediate grief too.
Yeah.
Because that trails on for months, years.
Yeah.
Like
that's kind of like something that doesn't. It never really goes away. I feel it's kind of just something that you just learn to deal with
over time. Like deal with, quote unquote, deal with, because
sometimes not in the best ways. And like this movie kind of just goes to show like what a grieving parent, how far a grieving parent could go.
Kind of like what you mentioned earlier, they kind of hold themselves to blame, especially Lewis, because he was with Gage originally with like the kite and stuff like that, and then he turned his back. So I feel like that's why he did what he did, because he was like, "This is my fault."
Yeah, he absolutely feels responsible, and is, but
yeah. It's like the very first mention of like, okay, well, if I got Church back to life, maybe I can get Gage back to life. Yeah. So that whole
like you understand the thought process. It's just
it's just like,
it's sad. It's just sad.
It's just something that nobody would do, but
it's just very sad. It's just like desperation and grief. Yeah, absolutely will fuck with your head. Especially if it's like somebody like if this is supposed to be like just like a normal family who doesn't know about shit like this.
Well,
absolutely, they
didn't.
The consequence just wasn't even existent in their heads. Yeah.
And I feel like that's the thing too. Is like you take like an ordinary, ordinary family, and you push them into like this extreme sadness. Like what are they gonna do? So.
I mean, that's the thing when you're especially when you're put into like extreme situations, you kind of start coming up with extreme solutions.
Yeah. And I think like it also combines with like Lewis blamed himself for the death. Rachel is still struggling with her sister's death. So there's a lot of
there's like a whole other layer
death.
on top of that already.
Yeah.
Essentially another layer on top of what she already has going on. Yeah.
And that's why I really like this storyline, like in general of Pet Sematary. I still have to read the book, but I feel like it's going to be hopefully close to what the film.
I feel like the main points.
I feel like if Stephen King was directly involved, I feel like it would be pretty close. So But I don't know. Just like after watching this and stuff like that, it always makes me really want to delve deeper into like folklore, like what I said, like with the Wendigo, and like there's a lot of really cool folklore stories that
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like I've gotten a little bit more of a taste for folklore.
folklore horror.
Horror, yeah, over the years too. Because like I definitely learned a lot about like different supernatural things all at once, especially as a kid. Like you just everything I was just consuming as much as I could, and yeah, now like learning about like the local legends and myths,
Cryptids.
Cryptids.
That's
I should have worn my cryptid shirt.
Oh yeah,
that would have been a good
Would have
one.
been perfect. Yeah,
Yeah, fuck.
it's okay.
Fuck. That was no.
Your 9-9 Lucian shirt is good enough.
No, I'm set.
Okay.
No further comment.
Okay. No, okay. Whatever.
Weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else, or do you think Pet Sematary is kind of dried up?
Pretty dry.
Yeah, pretty dry. Pretty dry.
Bone dry.
Bone dry. Cemetery dry.
Whatever those rocks are, dry.
Yeah.
At the burial
At
site.
the burial ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that was Pet Sematary. I feel like that was pretty good. Do you know where the audience can reach us?
Let's see if I can remember my fingies here.
There's 5.
We got 5. I got only 5 fingers.
What?
Castbox,
Yes.
Anchor,
Uh-huh.
Spotify,
Yep.
YouTube,
Yep.
Apple Podcast.
You got it.
That's all of them?
That's 5.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm a genius.
Praise me more. Yeah, so that's where you guys can find us. Subscribe if you can. I know you can. I know you can. It's just a button away.
2.
Just hit the subscribe
It's
button.
a subscribe button and then a bell.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't want to miss another episode.
Yeah.
'Cause it'll pop up immediately.
Remember, we gotta do the holy trinity of YouTube.
Subscribe, comment,
and
hit
like.
that bell.
And like? Is it like? It's
Yeah.
like, right?
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the holy trinity of YouTube.
Yeah,
So
it pretty much is.
help us out so we can continue to like pay back our algorithm
Yeah.
Eldritch Pact
Yeah, right.
that we have with YouTube.
We do get a few views on YouTube, so that's really cool.
That's good. Yeah.
I like that. We got a good handful of people checking our show out, so that's really cool. So thank you guys for that. Still a few listeners on our podcast platforms, so that's really cool too. Pretty much every listen and view is appreciated, I feel like. So,
Yeah.
Anything's cool.
At the end of the day,
Like-
we're gonna keep doing this till it's not
Yeah.
fun.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like
At the
this
end
is
of the
our personal project.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just gonna keep doing it until
It's not fun.
I don't
I don't know, actually. Yeah.
I really don't know until we're gonna eventually. Be
I mean,
like,
so far
okay.
it's just been like scheduling conflicts and
yeah.
life in general.
I
But
feel like yeah.
I mean, even then, it doesn't really stop us. We just like move them to later dates. And
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like kind of like spread out because like I feel like this last half of the year has been really chaotic. Not chaotic. Maybe just like sporadic.
I feel like it's on an upswing though. I
right
don't
now.
know, like,
Now, yeah. But like for the past like 2
yeah,
3 months. It was
yeah,
kinda like,
yeah. The last 2 3
up and
months,
down.
there was a lot of up and downs.
So like maybe like at least for like 20. I don't want to say 2024. Oh wow.
Don't say that word.
Oh yikes.
Don't say those numbers in front of me.
I'm just gonna say next year. So like maybe next year we'll have like more.
That does feel a little bit removed. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a little bit more content. Record a little bit more. But
See how
planning-wise.
much more we can grow. Is the
Yeah.
goal. I feel like that's the ultimate goal. Is like seeing how much further.
Yeah,
we
because
can
like
get.
we've been recording for 2 years, so like kind of like just casually in general. And I feel like next year might be like, okay, what else?
What else could we do?
What else we got? Because
I do like that about us is that like each year we do try and like step it up a little bit. And,
That's true.
In whatever way we can.
Yeah, because it'd be really because like for I guess like a little sidetrack here. So like my wife and I were trying to find a house to like rent.
That would be good.
Rent. So I'm trying to find a place that has a basement.
Ooh.
So then I'll have the basement pretty much. So I get to like kind of like design it, whatever. I get to nerd out.
You
with
get
the
the basement. She gets the house.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And I'm fine with it. So yeah.
Pretty fair.
So that'd be really cool because then be like, okay, well maybe we can like have a different like backdrop, maybe get like a flag or something like that. You know, like really, you know, make space for it.
Oh,
There's also like I
forgot to mention something in the quick catch up.
Oh,
I checked out One Piece.
again,
The live action.
a live action.
Yeah, the live action.
The live action. How'd you like it?
I'm liking it.
Yeah,
I'm liking it. Yeah.
it's actually pretty accurate to the story.
Yeah, from what I recall, from what I remember watching in the anime,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Now they actually did a really good job portraying the characters and like how they, you know, act, how they appear, all that stuff. I was like, they actually did a really good job.
So, sorry about the it's just I heard flag and I was literally thinking about the Jolly Roger.
The Jolly Roger of the skull and hat.
Of the skull and hat.
The straw hat. Yeah. The straw hat crew.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, have you watched the whole show?
No. Okay. I've been like watching like here and there.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So I was gonna say like eventually we could do the live action.
That'd be a fun episode. Yeah.
That way we don't have to go through obviously all the seasons of
400
One Piece because
episodes.
that you mean
No.
1,000. That's how long One Piece is. So.
Yeah, it's 1,000. And
But like what they did with like
some
the live
change.
action recently was like the first how many episodes maybe like 200, 100 for the live action One Piece. Do you know?
What do you mean?
Like for the live action, how many episodes?
It's the first season.
Yeah,
It's just the first season of One Piece.
How long was the first season?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we don't
Look, you guys are well past that point. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Hey.
Well past that
like-
point.
because like we're
I'd be surprised if you recalled, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know because like we're like for me, I'm watching it for the first time, right? And I'm at like
600.
episode 600, and
I'm caught up.
Yeah, she's caught up. She's at like 1,100 or something. I don't know.
I'm literally caught up. Literally
Caught up. Yeah, pretty
Waiting
much.
for every
That's
episode.
pretty
every season.
impressive.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know, but the live action was really good.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's fun. It's like it doesn't take
It is
itself
fun.
too seriously,
Yeah,
and it's not too goofy.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's like it's writing that line
They did a really
really
good,
well.
They did a really good job with Buggy the clown.
I really liked how they did Buggy there.
They did
Yeah.
a really.
I feel like
good
I like
job.
them better in the live action than
I
in the
love
anime. Personally,
Honestly,
I kind of liked them a little
He
bit
did
more.
a
That guy
really
did a
good job.
really good job as Buggy.
yes.
Yeah.
definitely. And I feel like they casted Luffy perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah. Like he's annoying, but like it's still endearing.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing of
Yeah.
Luffy. Yeah.
I feel like Luffy is like in the anime is a little bit more annoying than endearing. But I'm like, okay, whatever. But
You
he's,
get to love Luffy as it goes.
as it goes, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like those early episodes in the anime, it's like a little bit rough. I feel like in the live action, they were able to like they got the right guy for Luffy.
Yeah.
It was like definitely the right guy.
Oh yeah. Well, they did the casting very well. So. Yeah. Any closing thoughts or comments or
About Pet
anything like
Sematary
this?
or
Pet-
One Piece?
Pet Cemetery or spookiness in general, or do you have any Halloween plans?
I'm trying to go to the event in Elgin this weekend. Trying to see if I
Cynthia's
can. Oh, Cynthia's going? I'm trying to see if I can go with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right.
Not probably just gonna go on my
Do you have
own.
anything for like Halloween itself? Or
Nothing. I already have a costume though. I was
good.
actually thinking about just going in costume to the weekend thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this this weekend.
I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's just I don't know, expensive.
Times are rough.
Times are rough, very much.
Things are getting a little rough. Dog.
Because it is Pet Sematary after all. Since this is the Halloween episode,
Yes.
I feel like for our show, what do you like most about Halloween?
What outside of like the dressing up, the candy, and the scary vibes, and the autumn, and the
Well, like
The
that's what I'm.
leaves.
Okay, well, like what do you like generally about Halloween? Like, you want to list off what you like and why?
well, walking around, dressing up, getting candy,
So you get to cosplay.
fall, weather,
Fun.
sweater weather.
Yeah.
All the best
Yeah.
clothes are
Mhm.
around this time of year. Not the worst, I hate the sun. Like I
Nosferatu!
hate the heat of the sun. The sun's okay. It's just the heat that like murders me. Like it murders me. And sometimes the sun like affects me because
You're not a vampire, but you feel like one.
Well, I'm not going around just like sucking on necks. Like
No,
Well,
because you hate the sun.
yeah.
Light. From the song.
I absolutely knew what you were going for, but I was just going to keep talking.
All right, all right. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
But yeah, like just, I don't know, ever since I was a kid, it was just like every time, like once a year I get to play dress up, right?
I feel like once October hits, it's like a really cool vibe.
Yeah.
Like you get to be yourself, like a lot more.
It's not even that, like I get to be anything I want. Like that was more like my thing growing up. It's like I could be anything I want right now.
Yeah.
What the hell do I want to be? I want to be this, and they're like, we can't afford. So
you're like, okay, I'll do the knockoff version.
here's a Batman mask.
Yeah, right.
You have a Batman logo shirt, and we're gonna give you this cape. Now you're Batman.
You are Bat Boy.
Yeah.
Like yes, I am vengeance.
I remember. Yeah, especially like when what was it? Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old were we when that?
Batman Begins.
Yeah.
When was that? Early 2000s?
Was that early 2000s?
Batman Begins. Maybe. I don't know.
Because I think I had like a Batman Begins mash.
Yeah. Because I do remember seeing it a lot. I don't know. But I feel like...
It must have been like 13.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
That sounds about right. Nah, but I feel like the whole autumn vibe mixes really well with Halloween.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Because it's like changing of seasons, but like... I don't know. Just something about like the fall vibes of October are just perfect.
And especially because I think since we both always really were drawn to like supernatural stuff too, and it's kind of like the whole season of this.
Yeah.
It kind of leans more into like the whole supernatural vibe and like, I don't know, like just stories being told of like weird things that go on at night and like ghost stories, monsters.
It ramps up. Yeah.
Yeah, it just like ramps up a lot more.
Yeah,
and
it also kind of like lets people that are not part of it kind of like know
a little something,
a little bit like what we like about
all year
Halloween,
round,
which is all year round,
which is all year round for us,
which is all that supernatural stuff.
It's like now I can talk about it and not feel so out of place.
yeah,
because now it's more topical.
Yeah. It's like the one month that we get to talk about it.
It's essentially. Oh, yeah. Another little tidbit of news I just found out today was that the Candela Obscura, that book's getting released November 14th.
November 14th.
Very soon.
Interesting.
Very soon.
Like a month from now. Not even actually.
No, a little
less than a month.
Less than a month, yeah. So I'm very
cool.
Very excited.
Yes.
Very excited.
Yeah. Also that one from the Legends of Evantris.
The Crooked Moon.
Yeah.
Oh man, so many cool things going on.
I want to get them so bad.
Yeah.
Bad. I want to get both of those books.
There was another thing I remember we had to do like specifically with like ghosts in particular.
Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
I think it was called like Griselda's something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. But like that, yeah. There's a lot of things that I'm like super excited for.
Yeah.
Coming there in the TTRPG space. Yeah, Crooked Moon has been one for a minute for me too, though.
Well, just because it's like folklore, but like horror folklore. That's why I'm
just
like,
yeah.
Oh, I want to get it so bad, but like I don't have any money. So.
I don't know. As soon as that shit comes out, like a hardcover, like I'm definitely gonna get that. I think the Kickstarter's still going. I don't know.
Is it?
I think so.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'll look into it. But yeah, if you guys are wanting to look into something for TTRPG, check out the folks over there at Legends of Evantris, I believe they are called.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just fans in general. I'm a huge fan of them.
I just started.
Yeah?
So
What'd you start with?
Was
it Witchlight or...
maybe it was. I think it was the Witchlight. Was it the one with like the circus and stuff?
Yeah, I think that's Witchlight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's
so was
Witchlight.
that one. I watched the episode one.
They're fucking hilarious, dude. They're
I know.
Really good.
I love it.
They're really good.
So far, it's really great. And episode one. Literally episode one.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's just shenanigans.
This is cool. I like this. So.
Yeah.
But now they made this, horror folklore, and I'm like, okay, just keep giving more.
You should. I think there's like a campaign that's just like horror based.
Okay.
Where they're kind of just like traveling. I think it's like the one where they're traveling around on a train.
Oh, okay.
That's where it started, at least.
Like Studio Ghibli style.
Spooky.
Okay.
But spooky.
Spooky style. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the cat bus.
What was it called? Beneath Dark Wings, I believe. Okay. Legends of Evantris, everybody. they're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
So.
They're great.
All right. I think we're all dried up for this episode.
Oh my god, we're so dry. We're so dry.
So, just be sure to check our show out. Tell others about it. Mm-hmm. And I guess until next time, just stay tuned for another episode. We don't know when it'll be, but there will be another one. That's for sure.
We get to do this one more time.
One more time. And then again. One more time. And then...
one more time.
Alrighty. See you later, everybody. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
May the spookiness be with you all.
And to all a good fright.
That was pretty good, actually.
Was it?
That was pretty good. I like that. See ya.
I accept praise.
Bye.
Wah.